If you don't listen, when the universe taps you on the shoulder, be ready for that slap in the face. As harsh as this sounds, sometimes we need that push or shove before we can make a change. Sometimes we see these small negative manifestations that happen around us, which is nothing but a feedback coming from the environment telling us that we need to align ourselves in the right direction. Somehow our focus is wavering, but what we do is instead of addressing these situations, we keep ignoring them. We feel that we are making a big deal out of nothing and slowly they will go away on their own. But what happens is these things don't go away. They actually start getting bigger and worse. And then someday it might feel like we hit rock bottom. Let's take a few examples. Let's say your workplace is toxic, you are surrounded by negative people, you get most of the work and no appreciation, and the compensation is also not up to the mark. And you feel it's a bad situation, but you just keep doing it because of the paycheck that's coming in, and you don't address the situation. You keep getting these shifts that don't work for you. You keep getting all this extra work, but you just handle it doing the best you can. But over time these negative manifestations keep increasing and you don't do anything about it. And then one day out of the blue you get to know that you've been laid off from work. Another example, settling in a relationship. So you are in this relationship where you feel you're taken for granted, you are not seen or heard, and your partner does not appreciate you. But instead of bringing this up and actively talking to your partner about it, you just ignore these signs. You feel that maybe over time it will get better. And then one day your partner walks out on you. And then it feels like the rug has been pulled out from under you. So, in these situations, we kept ignoring these signs until it became this worst case scenarios. And so, instead of waiting for worst case scenarios to happen so that we get that wake up call, let's actively look at these smaller negative manifestations and then deal with these situations head on in a proactive manner so that we are not left out in the lurch when suddenly something happens. We understand and consider these negative manifestations as a form of feedback mechanism, and so we actively take steps to realign our focus so that we can make changes that serve us. So in these scenarios it may look like talking to your boss, telling him or her that you don't feel appreciated, and then you keep working so much but the compensation is not great, and also your co-workers are not helping you at all. And if your boss is sympathetic and he or she is appreciative of you, they will let you know that they will address the situation. But on the flip side, if the boss does not care, you will know those signs. You can read the room, you can see where they are coming from, and accordingly decide whether this situation will be sustainable for you in the long run or not. And if you feel that there are no positive signs here, then you can still have this job, but on the side start working on finding a new job, because this is not gonna last. The other case, talking to your partner, you can let them know how you are feeling in this relationship and what can be done to address this situation, and how your boundaries are getting violated and you would want to be treated better. And depending on how your partner reacts, you will know where this situation is going, where this relationship is going. If they tell you that they are sorry, they have been stressed out at work, and they will make it up to you, it means they are appreciative of you and they still want you in this relationship. But if they ignore you and tell you that it's all in your head, that will tell you that the other person does not um, appreciate you in the relationship. And so, in both these scenarios, you have the feedback from the environment, and now you can use this to reevaluate these situations, both the workplace as well as the relationship, and then make decisions that will serve you. So, the lesson here is that whenever we see these small negative manifestations around us, we treat them as feedback from the environment and we understand that somehow our alignment is missing here, and then we use this to realign ourselves, address the situation, and make sure that it serves us. This would be similar to when we see the check engine light which comes up on the dashboard of our cars. So, if we see that check engine light and we keep ignoring it, that will not help. It will be there every time we turn the car on. And what will happen is we might ignore it, but in our heads, we will keep obsessing over all these scenarios in our heads about what might be wrong with the car. So even though we are trying to ignore the situation, we are not able to. We are still obsessing over it. And thinking negatively about this situation will add fuel to the fire because there's already negative manifestation and we are obsessing negatively about it. So we are not helping ourselves anyway. The right way to deal with this situation would be to take the car to the mechanic. It might be an easy fix. And similarly, in our situations, we talk to the boss or we talk to our partner and it could be an easy fix. That way we know that okay, we took care of the situation and now we don't have to mentally obsess over it. But there might also be a scenario where the mechanic says that it is gonna involve a lot of money, or the car is not even worth it, now you need to buy another car. And similarly, in our life situations, there may be scenarios where we might need to change the job or we might to reevaluate our relationship. But even in these scenarios where our deepest fears have come true, we still proactively know where we are. We have a gauge of the situation and we can now handle it because we still have resources and time at our disposal instead of coming at it in a reactionary mode. Forewarned is forearmed. Once we have a read of the situation, we can handle it in the best way possible. And you never know, maybe after some effort, the job may still get better or your relationship may be salvageable. So, we can do at this point is make changes and know where we stand in terms of in relationship to the situation, and from there we can take informed and empowered decisions. The worst course of action is to keep ignoring it. In that case, we are in the dark. We don't know whether something is going to work for us or against us. And in that case, we keep waiting until we get that metaphorical slap in the face. So let's not wait until we get to the worst case scenarios where we feel helpless to deal with the situation, but instead use these smaller manifestations that come from the environment in the form of this feedback loop, which is telling us that, hey, look here, something is not working. And so we pay attention and address the situation. The fix may be small or big, so let's not wait for that metaphorical slap in the face or worst case scenarios. Let's be ready whenever we feel that tap on the shoulder so that we can turn around and address the situation in the best way possible. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.